Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. This is the Early Birds edition of the Tuesday Night Worlds, organised by James Gill. Tonight's leaders are Kevin from Team DZI and also Christain Wiedmann. At the head of the pack was Casey, followed by some big names including Copics, Jonathan Pate, Christian who I mentioned earlier, Hugo Garcia, Schum, and it was Schum who put the first attack in on the drag up to the finish line towards the end of the first lap. It was closed down by Tyler Walker. Now I'm not saying this guy's cheating, and it's not for me to say that. I'll leave that up to the forums. He is running Z Power and he doesn't have a heart rate monitor. So forums, that one's over to you. Once the front group had been established, there was a group of 4 in no man's land that was swept up by the peloton. The front group consisted of around 10 riders, and further down the field, Jody Cundy, multiple world champion, Paralympic legend. Just thought I'd send him a message to see if he was paying attention. Hey, he even got time to give us a wave. So this was the first main move of the evening. Templar off the front up the King of the Mountain and dragging with him another 3 riders, Copics, Tyler Walker and also KC. As we headed out onto the last lap, disaster struck for Templar. I think it was something electrical. His power went, he stopped pedaling and he had to chase back on really hard to get back with the group. Unfortunately, a little bit further down the road, it happened again, and he was going to limp home in 4th position. Still a good result and a great effort from him. Up at the front, eventually Copics and Tyler Walker dropped KC, but he dug deep and he drove himself across that gap, eventually making it, and then from there he springboarded his own attack. It wasn't to be though, unfortunately, and as they went back up the climbs, he was dropped for a second time. It became a bit of a slugfest as the front 2 just rode away from everybody else and were just attacking each other on the climbs. We picked the action up here with around 1 kilometre to go. Tyler Walker's out front, just in front of Copics, who's doing everything to stay in the wheel, to stay in the draft. You can see how hard these two are working as they're passing the other riders like they're standing still. Again, pushing 7 watts per kilo up here. After an hour and a half of racing, to still have that type of energy, still in the wheel, Copics, you've got a feeling that he is going to try and attack at some point as he's out the saddle here, and he's doing everything he can just to close the gap. I don't think he's going to get past him. He's literally doing everything just to stay there. The gap is closing ever so slightly, but Tyler Walker's on a bit of a sprint. That's 300 metres to go. It looks like Copics is closing the gap ever so slightly. This could be it. Tyler Walker is on his sprint now. He's taking it to the line. He's taking it to the line. He's out the saddle again. Get out of his way. Yeah, as you can see, Copics has, I wouldn't say he's given up, but he realised he was no match for Tyler Walker, and he actually apologises to his fans with a little message there. So Tyler Walker takes the victory. Copics in a solid second, well deserved. Unlucky for him. In 3rd position was KC. And 4th, there we go, the unlucky Templar, finishing 4th position. Great ride to say he had those problems. 5th was PK, coming over the line nice and solid in 5th. And in 6th position, on his old school classic wheels, that's Self. Jody Cundy eventually rode in just behind the main peloton, but it was rolled by somebody who was taking a drink. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. Please give the video a fat thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed this one, maybe we can do it again next week.